different.
That's different. I talked about shooting.
Yeah,
someone?
you did. No, Jim,
Yeah.
you're doing it now.
Please
You're
don't. Yeah, that's
doing
not.
it now. No.
We'll
Save
talk about
it.
it later.
Save it. You're good. Just save it.
No, I know what I talked about.
I know, but we'll talk about it in 2 and 2.
Okay.
Welcome to the River Park Dental Show. This is Dr. Phing Saurer, and I'm here with the Michael Morris.
You got me in this time. I like it.
I know.
I didn't have to
tried.
tip you off like, hey, I'm sitting here. And I should say we're sitting less than 6 inches away, and still every week it's...
I don't see him.
Nope, don't see the other guy here. Ping, I thought what we'd do today, and this was a suggestion, and we always take suggestions for the audience.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a get to know you. So there are 30-some questions. We're not going to get to all of them, but I thought randomly we could discuss a little bit about your background because... As you said before, sometimes we get so heavy in dental, it's just not fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not fun to just constantly talk about dental.
Sure.
So,
I'm a little nervous, though.
Oh, you should be, because you have no idea what these questions are. I think number one, this is so appropriate. Do people ever pronounce your name wrong?
No, yes.
Which one?
So my name is Phing, but it's pronounced Ping. But people like to call me Phing.
I prefer Ping Ping, personally.
You like to call me Ping Ping.
Yeah, or Doctor
Sauer
Doctor.
Is spelled Saurer.
Yeah, I guess no one gets your name wrong because you don't even know what it is.
I don't know how to spell my last name, my husband's last name, but people call me Sauer.
Well, how do you
Sweet
prefer?
and sour. Phing Saurer.
Yeah, and your maiden name was.
I don't think that's one of those questions.
It doesn't. You don't know the questions. We can move on from that.
It was Dong.
Ping Dong. You grew up with that name, and
Yes.
that's why you had to get married
Quickly.
to
At 16.
Mr. Sauer. Okay, and we never give a shout out to that guy. I think you should give a shout out that
To
you
my
are
husband?
married. Yeah.
Yeah, Timothy.
Does he ever watch the show? That is a question I'm just asking off the top of my head.
I don't think he does, so
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
But I think that he should
He
take...
is the original Dr. Sauer, though. He has a PhD in neuroscience. He's not
If I had a
that
nickel
smart.
for every neuroscience guy. But you said he travels a lot, right?
Yeah.
And you have 3 children at home.
Yes.
So he leaves you with them. Or does he take the
Yes.
children on his seminars?
He takes at least one and puts them in his suitcase.
That's good. Is it the suitcase that doesn't get checked? Or that he can put in the overhead?
It definitely goes through all the radiation and stuff.
Okay, good.
We want to make sure, we
gotta
they're
get them used to
they're
it.
in the, they get stored underneath the plane.
The ages of your kids are...
7, 5, and 2, but they're summer babies, so it's coming up this summer that they'll be 8, 6, and 3.
all around the same time?
No, they're summer, June, July, and August.
Yeah, but you don't find that to be odd?
No.
Okay.
Is it weird?
That's just another question that's not on this paper.
Oh,
And they
I'm
are,
like, you following
just so
me?
people can hear, there is actual paper that I'm asking you these questions from. So we covered your family. Now, you went to Ohio State?
Yes, the Ohio
The
State University.
Ohio State University. Do you call it that because you see that on TV?
Yeah, no,
Ohio
I
State.
do that every time. I went to the Ohio State University. Look at the Ohio State University basketball team.
That's like the Facebook? Because
Yeah,
you
the
still call
yeah.
Facebook
The
the
Instagram
Facebook.
and the Facebook.
Yeah, you like. I think you're not saying
I
it
just
the
like
right
the
way.
word the.
Yeah.
The.
This show is called The River Park Dental Show.
The River Park
The
Dental
River Park Dental Show. What is this? What does this mean? I saw on your Instagram the hashtag #MomLife hashtag.
Do you know how to read?
I'm reading a question that was submitted. Okay. What is the hashtag #MomLife? What is that about? That's on your Instagram.
It's everything about my life. So when I go home, I'm a mom. They don't call me doctor. They
Well, they're too
just
young.
demand food.
That's what children do.
And for me to get them things, I'm just like their little. I just
You're
do
a
everything
servant.
for them. Yeah, I'm their
You
servant.
work for them.
Yeah, I clean for them. I do their laundry.
Because
Cook for them.
they don't want to get jobs?
Yeah, I mean,
Because they're babies.
we have to wait a little bit longer, maybe 2 or 3 years.
That's gotta be. How many hours or what time do you normally get home from? Because you are open. When's the
8
last
to
page?
5, but I try to get to the office So I leave around 7, get home around 6-ish.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But if you're not scheduled, you still have to kind of stick around in case you have emergencies?
Yeah,
Because you're the only dentist on site.
Right.
So you went to the Ohio State University to open the River Park Dental, and you have 2 PhDs. Is that correct?
1 PhD.
Well, we call you Doctor.
So I have 1 DDS and 1 PhD. But they're both doctorates, yes. So I have 2
That's
doctorates.
the same thing.
No, it's not.
So
I have a DDS, Doctor of Dental Surgery, and then a PhD in Oral Biology.
How many dentists have 2 PhDs? Obviously,
One
they have
PhD.
the one PhD. Excuse me.
I don't know the number for that.
You just really like going to school.
Yeah,
right?
I know. I graduated when I was 30. So that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but here's the good news. You're on the 40 under 40 list.
I know.
So you're going to New York for that. Actually,
next week.
Yep. Are you excited for that?
I am, yeah.
That's something that someone has to submit you for, correct?
Yes, apparently I got nominated by several people.
So you're going to New York, and how long will you be there?
It's a 3-day event.
And you're going to say it's more than just pictures. There's like an article and everything.
Yeah, so I'm supposed to I actually haven't had the call from the journalist, but they're supposed to interview me.
I'm sure they'll be there.
The magazine. Well, I think they're supposed to call me and do an interview. And then we have a photo shoot, and then we have CE courses too. So we're going to actually mingle and talk to other dentists and go to courses. It'll be fun.
And there'll be 40 other dentists at the same
39,
time?
I guess, because I'm one of 40.
Oh, technically, doctor.
Technicalities, right?
And your practice has only been open since January. That's like a huge deal to be 40 under 40. So
Yeah.
But I think we should also point out, in case it's the first time someone's hearing about you, you have been a dentist for a while. So
Yes, since I've been 30. I graduated a little bit later because of the 2 doctorates. That takes some time. That took an extra 3 years of school.
Not worth it. If I was you, I'd have started at 27. Did you also start out with a massive school loan debt that's crushing your soul? Because I hear about that from my Rachel here, about how the Ohio State University is going to drain her bank account for the rest of the time.
I did not.
Good for you.
Yeah. Now I have a lot of debt because I just opened my own practice.
Right. Well, that's different. I'm not encouraging her to do that. So now that you have this practice, you spent, how much time did you spend? 7 years at another office?
So my first year out, I worked at Medicaid offices, and then the last summer and a half, I worked at another office, and then I decided to open on my own. Because I was done at that point. I knew I was done having children, so I had time.
You knew 3 years ago.
I knew, yes. I mean, well, I knew that was always part of the plan. So once.
The plan was 3 kids, and then you're going to get it together.
The plan was always to have my own practice. It was just.
I thought
timing.
the kids. I thought the kids was the
timing.
plan. I wasn't sure.
Well, the kids were planned.
Yeah, I mean.
I just didn't know between 2 or 3, but I ended on 3.
Yeah. Does Dr. Sauer know that?
Mr. Dr. Sauer?
Yeah, Mr. Dr. Sauer. Does he know that?
Yes, he's very fine with that.
Well, if not, it's not like he's going to find out from listening to this show. He doesn't even care to listen to your show. Does he know you have a show? That is also not a question on here. I'm just curious to know.
Yes, he knows I have a show. He knows.
And what does he say? I just imagine that this person, first of all, I think this is like a fictitious person. Kind of like when I say my wife that lives in Toronto, she can never get here because she has a passport. We never hear about him. What is his name?
I talk about him. Timothy Sauer.
Timothy. Can I say Brad? Because I was thinking it was Brad.
Brad?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a Brad.
Well, so you met him in college.
Yes.
And did he know that you were eventually going to be a dentist?
No. We met in college, but we didn't get married till much later. So I had just gotten to my 7-year program, and he had just gotten to his PhD program at UNC.
How did you meet here if he was in a program at UNC? I feel like we're supposed to have some of these questions off the air because now I'm getting frustrated that I don't know this answer.
There's a lot of gaps in between there.
Yeah. Well, see here, and the whole purpose of doing this is I don't think people know their dentist or their medical professional. That's why we wanted to do this. But now I'm learning more about you.
I mean, if you want to know, the reason why there was a gap was because I was previously married, and then I was widowed with 2 young kids. And then we reconnected after many years of me being a single mother, and then we had our third one together. Now we're happily married.
Now, I heard this story the first time around when we met, which was kind of good because it brought me back to your side. I think we've discussed in the beginning
Yeah,
how
you didn't like me.
I did not like your demeanor when we first met, but when I heard that story, I'm like,
I was just very pensive when I met you. Guarded.
Yeah, you could say that.
Guarded.
Yeah. It was almost like we weren't in the room, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to leave.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, and then we decided to do a radio show together. So it's all working out, I think. So after Ohio State, did you also get your PhD from Ohio State, or did you?
Yes, it was a dual degree, so it was a combined program. I got them both at the same time.
And you went into dental. I remember the story, but I can't remember who told you, or who. There was somebody that kind of guided you down that path, right?
So I worked for a periodontist, and I was actually taking a break from school because I had decided at the last minute I did not want to go to medical school. So I just kind of took 6 months off to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. And I was working for a dentist, and then we were working on some research projects, and he said, "Have you ever thought about being a dentist? You have pretty good hand skills." And I was like, "No, I never even thought about that." So then I kind of thought about it. I actually handed my application the very last day at Ohio State, and I only applied to Ohio State because it was such a last-minute decision, but it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
What would you have done if it didn't work out?
I don't know. I feel very lucky that I found something that I love doing, and I think I'm pretty good at doing.
You do love doing this stuff. That's the thing.
I do.
Like,
it's
you're
weird,
so
and I never had thought about it before.
That's the whole point. Like, there's some people that just always wanted to be a firefighter.
Well, because they had a mom or dad, or they had family members.
Have those?
I had nothing. Like, I had no dentists in my family. Actually, no doctors in my family.
We have to massively back up, though, because you just brought something up, and I don't know that I even know this answer. What did your parents do? Because you moved here when you were 9 months old.
Yeah, so my parents immigrated from China, and then they owned a restaurant for the longest time, and then they retired probably a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago.
What was the restaurant?
What was it?
Please say Jimmy John's.
Yeah, it was the Subway.
It
was Wendy's. No.
That would be amazing if it had nothing to do with... What were they? Quarter Pounders, bro. That's what it was about. Wait, so what restaurant did they open?
It was just a small mom and pop, so it was called Cheng's Express, and it was just a fast food Chinese restaurant. And I worked there in the summers, in between other jobs that I had.
What side of town was this on?
In North Canton. It was in Canton, Ohio.
I'm not going to go to Canton for that.
I know.
No wonder it closed.
I know. That town is falling apart.
Okay. Well, I hear they're losing
Ever
fast
since
food
I left,
restaurants.
yeah.
Wait a minute. So this is why I don't know this answer. So your parents came here from China.
Yes.
To North Canton.
Yes.
Because why not?
Well, they wanted a better life for their kids. So,
So they went to North Canton?
Yeah.
No offense to people who live in North
But my dad
Canton.
came from, was born in Canton. I don't know. I've always thought that maybe he had just picked this place.
Oh, like he read the map and he's like, it's close enough.
It looks the same. Yeah, I don't know.
This is amazing. I thought your family came to Columbus from China. Okay.
No. So I grew up in North Canton, and I came to Columbus once I started college. So I went to undergrad, grad school, and dental school at the Ohio State University. So 12 years.
Wow. Do they still live in North Canton?
No, they moved down here about 2 years
ago.
ago.
Did they know that you have a radio show?
No. I don't know.
Do they have a radio?
They don't. Yes.
Okay, well, I just don't know what they do. I'm just finding out.
They're just retired now, so they just spend time with grandkids and plant flowers, and I don't know what else they do. They love to garden.
You're not very close, is what you're saying.
No, I see them like at least twice a week.
Well, then you got to be more descriptive.
I see them twice a week.
Okay.
I love my mom and dad very much. They've sacrificed a lot for me.
But you didn't tell them you had a radio show? Like, it's kind of a big deal. How many other people in your family have
I told them, but I don't know if they listen to it.
Oh, I would not listen to it. I'm saying tell them that you have it.
I think they know.
Okay.
I'm not even sure they know about a dental practice.
Well, that was going to be my next question. I almost said, do they have Facebook? And then you were going to say the Facebook?
The Facebook, they do. They actually had it longer than I have. I was the last person in my family to sign up for the Facebook. They have got
to know that you have a... I'm just amazed that people in your family don't seem to even know.
I'm generally very private. Like, I don't talk about myself a lot. That's why this
We're
radio
on
show
a
was
radio
very
station.
different. I know. This is the most I've ever had to talk about myself.
There are at least 30 people listening right now to you. That's not a lot.
I know, that's not, my audience is very low.
It's very low, but you're the only other dental show in Columbus. So mazel tov to you. I think we're going to take a break here. This is going really well because I think I'm learning something. I'm learning things, and I talk to you every single day.
Yeah.
I'm
how
more
would
amazed.
this really come up with in conversation?
I would never ask you any of these questions, any of them at all. We're going to take a break right here. Listen to the River Park Dental Show.
How many questions did you None.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Maybe your
5,
father was
6.
a fan of the National Football League, so he moved to the city where the Hall of Fame is.
You know what's funny is I never thought that I guess I thought your parents weren't even in Ohio. Like, I never even thought about what they would do.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I don't mean it like that. I just mean they were
you thought they were
sent
back
away.
in Asia?
No. First of all, I would never say back
Did
in Asia.
Did they
I
have
meant
a
like
restaurant?
California or something.
Did they have a restaurant back in China?
No. I don't. They had like a some kind of store or whatever.
So they came here and thought, let's open a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because there was a need in the community? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I like this format.
Huh?
I said I like this format.
This one,
I
it's
literally
more
am
fun.
just stunned by the things she said. Like, I'm like, wait, what?
There's a wealth of information. There's
I'm
a lot
just
of things
stunned.
you don't know.
Every time I go to, like, I mark a question, I'm like, wait, I don't understand what
There's
you
a lot of
just said.
follow-ups. You have like question 22, A, B, C,
Yeah.
D.
We'll have to do a second show on this. with the
I think
rest
we
of the
should do this,
questions.
like, every 2 months.
You should just not have an entrepreneur show and just have like a real.
Just an ask anybody anything question.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
New show.
Yeah, ask
For the
anyone
new
anything.
spot.
Yeah, but we just have 32 questions if we get through. That's what it should be called, 32 questions.
Let's do it. We have Scott's slot.
Yeah,
A man on the street show.
yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, bring on anybody, and it's just 32 questions. Here we go. I mean, what a crappy name for a show.
Let's do it.
We will do it. We are doing it. Okay. Why don't you bring us back, and then...
We'll get into the rest of the questions. We got about
Okay.
11 more minutes.
Okay.
11.
11 and a half
This is
more
flying
minutes.
by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's more interesting than dental implants.
I'm just shocked. I'm shocked at you. I know what I'm going to say.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Welcome back to the River Park Dental Show.
Ping, we were talking about, this is kind of a get to know you
I know.
segment. And,
What question are we on?
well,
I feel like there were a lot of tangents.
out of the 32 questions originally that were listed here, I've gotten through 8. There's
but
something...
a lot of subsets, though.
Yeah. Well, now I'm learning things, and I think the audience is learning things. I don't really care about them. I care about me. We had a discussion today, and this is not in the questions, and I want people to know your lack of knowledge about something. Top Gun. You do not know the movie Top Gun, and you had an excuse as to why you didn't know that movie.
That I wasn't born in this country, but I knew there was something about freezers or ice. or
Yes,
something.
there was a thing about a guy named after a freezer
Aviators.
who would be the Iceman in Top Gun.
I feel like he should have been called Freezer.
Well, you didn't
Freezer.
even watch the movie. The movie's 30-some years old, and this is the second time we've used a pop culture reference and you didn't get it.
Yeah, but I knew what prom song had come out of that, which is Take My
That's
Breath
not...
Away.
That's not...
That's something.
Okay. The song that really came out of that was Danger Zone by Kenny
No,
Loggins.
I'm talking about prom songs. Like
That
the
also
slow-
was a prom song.
Well,
Where's-
maybe at your prom, not
I just
my
wanted...
prom.
This wasn't really a question. I just wanted to state the fact that you didn't understand Top Gun, and your excuse was you're not from this country, and you moved here at 9 months old.
9 months old,
Yeah.
yeah. That first 9 months really
I just
screwed
wanted
me
to
up.
point out that this is why we're not friends when we don't do the show. Another question, are there any misconceptions about dentists that you would like to clear up? That's a legit question.
That we like causing pain. I do not like causing
Like
pain.
Little Shop of Horrors? Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, no.
What are you
no.
asking?
There's a the whole thing, the guy's a dentist. I'm not going into that.
Okay.
Let's go into the pain thing, that dentists like to cause pain.
We don't. At least I don't.
Does it
I
bother
always speak
you?
for myself.
But have you seen, like, when they list the top, like, 5 things people are afraid of? dentist is always like in the top 3.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Like people would rather. There are so many horrible things they'd rather do than go to the dentist,
Well,
and I don't know why.
The one thing I can say is when a patient comes in, I generally hear, "I hate the dentist," and they say that directly to my
Does that hurt?
face.
Does that hurt a little bit, or are you just numb to it?
I'm numb to it now, but like when I first came out of school, I was like, "What do you mean?" Like I'm.
Oh,
nice.
you wanted to talk about it?
No, I thought about it in my head, but now it's like I understand it's not me. They always say, "Well, it's not you," but I just hate dentists.
Is that when you inflict
like my
pain?
group?
Do you feel like when they go, "I hate the dentist," and then you just jab a little harder? You're like, "What?"
No.
Okay, so you've
No.
never intentionally
I just
harmed a
say
patient.
I understand that it's a scary thing, but I'm here to help you.
Speaking of pain, you told me that you had a patient that was extremely difficult. How do you deal with that? Because you have to put up with it. Like, you're on this ride until it's over, right? So you as the dentist, if you're trying to provide service and someone's being difficult, you're still going to treat them the same way as if they're being nice, right? You can't really...
Yeah, I don't differentiate. I mean, when I talked about the difficulties of it, it was just someone who had special needs. So it's not like they can really...
No, they weren't doing it on purpose.
No, and you just have to do the best you can and provide a service. And, you just have to be patient.
But you see all these videos now on Facebook of people going into Tim Hortons and doing horrible things or throwing things at Starbucks.
What?
There are some really difficult people out there. Do not look it up. I'm just telling you. I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see this. Oh, there's horrible things out there. But when you're providing a service for somebody, it's not really like you're not selling them shoes. Like, you're a healthcare provider. There's got to be some people that act like this is a huge inconvenience. Like, I've got to get back to work, or, I don't even want to be here.
Well, yeah. So for the most part, I will treat people. However, I do have boundaries. So, if you are disrespecting the people that are in my office or making them feel nervous or scared for themselves, then
That's appreciated.
It is not, and I will probably just say I'm not the best fit for you because I want my staff, my support to be very comfortable. It has to be a safe place for them too.
I didn't expect that answer.
Really?
I expected it to be different. I want to go back to one of the legit questions.
No dental questions.
These aren't dental questions. These are literally submitted in a lot of the... Here's one. Are you social media savvy?
Well, I call it the Facebook and the Instagram.
And the Instagram and the Snapchat.
And then hashtag I thought was just a pound sign for a long time. So no.
So this is probably the fastest one to say negative.
I think I'm
negative Ghost Rider. Had you seen Top Gun, you would know negative Ghost Rider is part of that.
Oh,
nope.
Is that? I thought there was
What, are you kidding me?
Nickelodeon show.
We're not getting into that. We already covered that 5 minutes ago. You don't know it.
Talk to a goose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's like a goose.
I don't want to do this show.
I know. He's gonna walk
It
out.
can't be dental related, but who do you admire the most?
My parents.
Well, I think that's like a
We talked
singular.
about
You have to
them,
pick
yeah.
one.
My parents. They sacrifice
They're
a
not
lot.
listening. You could say one or the other. Like, they're not listening.
Both my parents. They sacrifice a lot for me.
So we'll just say dad.
And
No, but what did they sacrifice to bring you here?
they brought us here. They didn't have a lot of money. They worked hard. I remember having a positive childhood, even though we didn't have much. We had a very humble, modest. Growing up, it was very modest, and they taught me to work hard for what I have, and to focus on my education. And they're great people.
Will you pass that on to your kids, do you think, or do you think you'll just be like a dentist and they'll all say, I'm going to do something different?
I mean, no, I want them to be happy, so I want them to do what will make them happy. But there's a little bit of a fear for me that when they're growing up in a place that's very affluent, that they're going to think that that's normal, which it's not in the world, really, to be growing up. They have a lot of advantages that I did not have.
Will you do the thing that my grandparents did? Because when they would come here from Puerto Rico during the summers, they would tell me all the horror stories about that.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell them about the times I had to walk barefoot up and down the hill in the snow.
I was always worried that I was going to have to, get my own water and things like that because they tell me
You
the
have
horror
to
story.
sterilize your own water.
Yeah, and I lived in Grove City, Ohio, and I'm like, this could happen here.
You need fluoride in your water. Which
your grandfather
apparently
didn't
might
have
not
shoes until he went to law school. That's the kind of stuff that I heard. Do you think that you'll pass those kind of stories along to scare them into being something?
No, but I want them to appreciate what they have because honestly, a lot of things that motivated me was growing up in a modest way. So everything that I've worked for was because I had to work hard for it, and I want them to have that same work ethic. And they don't have to do what I'm doing, but they just have to be happy. But they can't rely on me to fund it or
It's adorable that you say that now because they're young, but I cannot wait until they're like, I just want a motorcycle, and you're like, fine, but this is, what are their names?
I can't say that. I
You
need a
can't.
protector.
Oh, it's HIPAA. We can't say it because they're patients of your practice. I just meant like, who named them?
I did.
Okay, so I didn't know if there was any like
Like,
throwbacks.
who else would name them?
What I mean is,
Tim.
Like
is it-
Facebook?
yeah, Tim, hashtag Brad. I didn't know if he named them because you had two to begin with and then one with Brad.
Yes, Brad Pitt.
Yeah. You know, if he listened to the show, he'd be so offended because his name is Tim, but I don't care. He ain't listening.
See, now I'm going to call him Brad.
It's going to be
I
awesome.
mean, Tim.
Yeah. Do it just like that. Hey, Brad, Tim, I meant. Sorry, I was thinking of another guy. We don't have time. I'm going to get one last one out. I got to find it. What's your favorite thing to do besides dentistry? That is so weak, but that's what we're ending on. Sorry, there's 32 other questions.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do anything. I go home and take care of the kids, and I come to work at the
Just say
dentist.
social media, and that was the answer.
Yeah, social media.
Yeah.
Dancing on
the
social
Facebook.
media.
Dancing on social media
Yeah,
is
there
legit
it is.
because I've seen it several times. Ping, I'm glad that we got to do this. And if
Yeah.
you have questions, you can always submit them on Facebook or send a letter, a telegram, however you want to reach us.
A real letter in the mail, like
Nobody
from
does
the
that
USPS.
anymore. No one does that anymore.
We do receive that at 6605 Longshore Street in Dublin, Ohio.
Juan Thomas made a good point. In the last show that we did, I did not have you hit the website. So please hit the website in case anyone wants to send you correspondence of any nature.
Yes, so you can visit us at riverparkdental.com, email us at info@riverparkdental.com, or call us at 614-689-8686.
There it was, that little trepidation about the phone number. That's it for this week, Doc. Go ahead and sign us off.
Thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
No one must have been.
That's riverparkdental.com or hit her up on the Twitter or the Snapchat.